right, here we are again, the WCTV Game of the Week. I'm here with my partner, Justin Ventline. I'm Doug Capella, and tonight we have a good one for you. We got visiting the Ravenwood Raptors in town, taking on the Independence Eagles, fresh off of a shutout victory last week against Page High School. And Justin, this is going to be a battle of some consequences here at the end of this one. There are some playoff implications here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both teams know they're going to the playoffs. They're playing next week, but neither team knows if they're playing at home or on the road. So winner of this game knows they'll be at home next week. Loser knows they'll be traveling on a bus.
And Centennial will be checking the score on their phones as they go through the night tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got currently a four-way tie in the region between Ravenwood, Independence, Brentwood, and Centennial. And funny enough, those four teams are all playing each other tonight. So there'll be a lot of Twitter watching and phone checking going on in the stands, I'm sure.
Some form of algorithm to figure out who takes first. So here we go. Independence bobbled the opening kickoff and returned it out to the 15, where they will be in the shotgun. Two wide set, single back. Pass right out, overthrown to number 10. That's going to be Peyton Curtin. And then Brooks Sapone in at quarterback. Sapone, against Page last week, did a good job of balancing the throws and has surprisingly good wheels on offense. Showed that, kept drives alive with his feet, and did just what he had to. It was not a blowout. If I remember correctly, the final score was 13-0.
Yep. Yeah, from Independence, you're going to see a balanced attack. You got Trey Hartwell at running back, Brooks Sapone at quarterback. They're going to balance it out between the air and the ground game, try to keep this Raptors defense on their toes.
Hartwell just a monster in the backfield, too. So far, no touches, but set up a beautiful screen last week that he took down the field and really, I think, sealed the game there and kept that drive going. And so look for that screen pass to come up again today. Had a lot of success with it. But this Ravenwood defense is going to come in, and they are going to be disciplined. One thing you can expect out of Ravenwood High School is disciplined, sound football. So we'll see. It is 1st and 10 here for the Eagles, and they are driving at their own 27-yard line. And there is Hartwell, as mentioned, carrying the load. And he falls forward, Justin, and gets 4 yards just falling down. There he's going to get about 7. But he is a load.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He's going to be one of those backs that you do not want to see in the open field, because once he gets some momentum going, it's going to be hard to take him down. We were here 3 weeks ago, I believe, and he kind of single-handedly took over that Independence Summit game in the second half. Found some open grass between the tackles and was getting 7 yards a pop every single carry.
Well, and at 6 foot, 220, there's not a lot of opening that he can find, so he just runs strong and makes his way, I think, and creates openings.
Right.
There he gets bottled up. That's going to bring up 3rd down and short, about 3 for the Eagles, who have come out and had a pretty decent start to their drive here.
Right. Ravenwood kind of sold out for the run there. Tackle led by number 9. That's Tanner Shook for the Raptors. And like you said, Doug, it's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and 4 from about the 35-yard line. So came out opening with 2 passes, went to the run 2 times. We'll see what happens here.
Now, Sapone does not attack downfield all that often. Here he's going to use his wheels. Plenty of room out to the 40, 45, 50, on his feet, crosses the Independence 50-yard line into Raptor territory. And it's what I said earlier, Justin. He's got some wheels.
Absolutely. He's an athlete of all sorts, baseball, basketball player as well here at Independence. But there looked like Ravenwood just brought a couple extra guys into the box, bringing some pressure, and Sapone just decided to tuck it, and I'll pick up the first myself.
Well, and that's an easy play too, right? Here watching it, you can see there was no one in front of Sapone when he broke the pocket there. And so smart play using the wheels. And just like that, they're going to mark it at the 50, where he'll be in shotgun 3 wide, twins to the bottom side of the field, hand off to Hartwell. Hartwell's hit hard in the hole, but he again falls forward and gets about 3 yards.
Absolutely. It looks like Ravenwood is going to try not to let Trey Hartwell beat him tonight. From the start, it looks like that's number 9, Tanner Shook, on the tackle once again. And they're going to make sure everything is sealed up between the tackles, I think, tonight.
Well, and I think, Justin, what you'll see, too, is what's 2 and 3 yards in the first quarter is 5 and 6 in the fourth.
Yeah, when you're trying to tackle it,
He's
210. Yeah.
I called him a reclining sofa last week, so it's like tackling a recliner. He's a big kid, and so we'll see if he can wear down this Ravenwood defense. Sapone back to throw, pressure, completes the pass at the yard marker. That's going to be a catch and a first down. Good throw and catch there by Sapone, showing that he's got a little bit of an arm there too, Justin.
Yeah, he finds his favorite target. Daniel Morales leads the Eagles in receiving yards and touchdown receiving. So that's going to be a frequent connection I think we see all night. And with this first possession, the Eagles are kind of taking care of business so far.
Very similar to last week. Came out, had a really good opening drive. I believe settled for a field goal on that drive. But able to move the ball last week, and that's continued into this week. They seem to be finding their stride at the perfect time of the season. There goes Sapone again, points for a blocker, and he's going to get about 8. But, Justin, hitting their stride here in the last game of the season heading into the playoffs, this is when you want to be hitting on all cylinders, as they say, and Independence is doing just that.
Absolutely, yeah. If you're Coach Stidham, you got to be happy with what you're seeing here out of this first possession from your Independence Eagles. There, Sapone looked like it was going to be a long developing play, had a lot of receivers running downfield, felt a little bit of pressure, and with his athletic legs, able to pick up about 8 yards.
So the ball sits at about the 32. Sapone out of the shotgun, twins at the top of the field, single receiver at the bottom. Handoff is Sapone keeps it. You wonder if he should have gave it to Hartwell. The RPO there, Hartwell ran, and of course he didn't have the football, but he was at the second level pretty quickly. And Sapone decides to keep it, and we'll see. This is going to be close to a first down, and it looks to be short.
Yeah, looks like they're going to make him snap it with 3rd and short.
3rd and Hartwell here on this.
I would think that.
Independence bringing into play. You know, and Paul brought it up last week. Sapone, one of the few quarterbacks probably left in America that goes to the sideline between each down to get the play and runs it back in.
Yes.
So as we said, 3rd and Hartwell. He's hit hard, but he will fall forward to get the down. He's going to be a hard one to bring down when you need 6 inches there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when you need a yard and a half, it's going to be Hartwell all day. And even though number 9 there for the Raptors came up and put a good hard stick on him, he was able to keep his weight going forward and pick up the first down.
It's going to be Tanner Shuck came in. He filled that hole impressively.
Yes.
But when you're 6 foot 220, you know, you just got to fall forward there, and he did just that. So Sapone, we were joking last week, really ran about 7 miles in the game because he ran to the sideline every single play. Again, they're sticking to this 3-wide set, 2 receivers up top. Sapone back to throw, scanning the field, has time, goes down to the middle of the field, has wide open receiver. That's a touchdown. Luke McNeely on the catch and score.
And a great job there by Sapone, letting the play develop, stepping up in the pocket and just delivering a strike to the end zone to McNeely.
Well, if you see the replay here, he's going to shake his shoulder there. He's going to pump, try to throw that safety off. But McNeely was open probably by 3 or 4 yards in the back of the end zone, and Sapone hits pay there on what was a beautiful pass right down the middle. Got a flag here on the extra point.
Yeah, it seems like out of this first possession, the Raptors are going to be okay with going man-to-man cover 0 on the outside with their corners, and they're just going to bring a couple extra defenders into the box, make sure Hartwell doesn't break a big one on them, but Sapone able to make them pay there.
Yeah, and so Independence has got to come away thinking, wow, that was easy, right? That was easy. Whereas the Raptors are thinking, what just happened? In 4.5 minutes, Independence drives down the field. Extra point is up and good, and it is 7-0 here at Independence as they lead the Ravenwood Raptors 7-0. 7:33 left in the first quarter. And so we will see, do the Raptors have an answer on this first drive? Some question to see if their star quarterback is going to be playing tonight. We're not sure. Chris Parson committed to Florida State, decommitted, and they committed to Mississippi. And so we'll see if he lines up tonight for the Raptors.
And if you're an Independence Eagles fan, that was best case scenario, I think. You had a very methodical first possession drive, took about 4.5, 5 minutes off the clock, able to get 7 points, and then we'll see how their defense fares.
Well, and there wasn't much that Independence didn't do well on that drive. No penalties until you had a false start on the kick, which didn't mean anything as far as score goes. They ran the ball when they wanted. They threw the ball when they wanted. I think there was one incomplete pass. And so did what they wanted on offense. Got the little pooch kick. 7 for the Raptors, takes it down. That's going to be Colton Pace for the Raptors. And they will start their drive here at about the 32-yard line.
So like you said, Doug, we'll see if Ravenwood trots out Chris Parsons here, their star quarterback.
I do not see a number 1 on the field. And so it looks like Parsons will be out of the lineup, which Independence says thank you very much. And so Independence coming off 4 scoreless quarters on defense, trying to keep that streak alive here in the first quarter. Handoff 26, he's met hard. That's going to be Carter Pace on the carry. He's going to have about 3. And Justin, I got to tell you, there is some hitting going on early on in this game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with Parsons out here for the Ravenwood Raptors, Pace is going to be their go-to guy. Leads the team in rushing just over 100 yards a game. So I'm guessing we're going to see a lot of 26 in his absence.
Oh, quarterback's hit hard. Is it an incomplete or a fumble? Waiting to see have a ruling on the field. Little scuffle going on down there, waiting for the officials to make a signal. They're going to say it's a fumble.
Yeah.
They're saying fumble on the play. It looked like his arm may have been going forward there, but what they're not going to do is go to the booth for a replay. This is Independence ball. Quarterback for Ravenwood held on to it too long, did not feel the backside pressure, and just got smashed. Ball goes in the air. Independence ball on the 19-yard line.
And what he was able to do there, he was able to escape one potential sack tackle and ended up fumbling it, trying to get away from another one. So
Independence lining up in an interesting formation here. There goes Hartwell, gets the carry. He's going to move the pile forward for about 4 yards. Independence lined up in a heavy backfield set. Looked like almost a reverse of a victory formation. 2 tight, 3 backs. They come out with it again. You got 2 up backs and Hartwell in the backfield with the quarterback. And looks like they're just going to do a little bit of smash mouth right here. Hartwell again takes the carry. He's going to get bottled up, and again the equivalent to a rugby scrum there at the center of the field. And it looks like he's going to have a minimal gain here on second down. So 3rd and a long 5 here. And so I'm going to think they're going to go to the pass here. They haven't had a lot of room on the ground yet. And you mentioned that earlier, Justin.
Yeah, it looks like they came out almost like a hybrid full house formation. Saw the wide receivers trotting back out here for 3rd down, though. So I'm assuming Sapone's going to the air.
3 wide. Looks left the whole time. That's going to be incomplete. Stared at his receiver the whole time. I think that's where Coach just said, hey, Sapone, throw it to 14, please.
Yeah, trying to get it over there to number 14, Hudson Cobb.
So
just short, skips it in there, and that's going to bring out the field goal unit, it looks like.
Yep, all the new fresh jerseys come out, and that does not mean an offensive formation. That means field goal. So the attempt will be about a 31-yard field goal. Very manageable in today's kicking age. When I was in high school, we were good from about 15 yards out.
It's funny you say that, Doug. That's me no good.
Kick is up and wide left. No good. So Ravenwood on the early turnover is not punished for it. They'll take over on downs after the missed field goal at the 20-yard line.
Going back to your field goal comment, Doug, I was just talking to some family members the other day, and when I played, I don't remember having a field goal kicker. We went for 2 quite a bit.
Yeah, if they kicked it, it was straight on with a small shoe.
Steel toe boot.
So Ravenwood without Parsons is going to play in a tight formation. Lots of motion up front, lots of pulling linemen. And the running back there, 26, you mentioned him already, that's going to be Carter Pace.
Yes.
Jukes and jives, and he's got close to a first down. It's going to be a first down. So he takes it out to the 30. Now they're in a bunch receiver formation on the bottom side of the field. You got 3 wide at the bottom, single back set.
It looks like number 85 is taking over quarterback duties for the Raptors. That's going to be
So
Andrew
Pace
Murray.
breaks free. He's at the 50, the 40. Can he be caught? 30, 25, 20, 10. He's going to hit the end zone. Touchdown Ravenwood. They answer back, Justin, just like that. Heavyweight fight, blow after blow. Touchdown Ravenwood.
Absolutely, yeah. We mentioned him early on in this game, but Pace is going to be a weapon for the Raptors all night. With Parsons out, Pace has kind of put this team on his shoulders, said, come on, boys. Let's make it to the playoffs and let's play a home game.
Pace is averaging about 47 yards a carry now with that run, so I think any running back would take those numbers.
Yeah, he's about 30 yards short of his average for a game now, so I'm assuming he's going to get there tonight.
Kick is up. It is good. And with 5:06 left in your first quarter on the WCTV Game of the Week, we are tied up at 7-all.
I have a feeling we're going to see a battle of potential running backs tonight, but as you can see here, Pace hits the hole, gives a little shimmy stiff arm to number 25, then turns on the Jets and says, I'll meet you boys in the blue end zone.
Tony Dorsett would be upset with him on that run. Tony Dorsett said you never look back when you break a long run.
Yeah.
He was definitely checking his heels as the Independence defenders were close. But he did get to the end zone, and that was one thing we did not see last week against this Eagles defense was a home run threat. Page tried to be methodical and couldn't do it, and just like that, Ravenwood hits a 70-yard home run and hits the end zone on a long run. So there has been a theme here that we've noticed in these games, and that is a squib or a pooch kick. Not many teams kicking it deep anymore. And
Not many deep kicks.
Independence opened up with a pooch, but the way that 93 here for the Raptors, that's going to be Drew Crabtree. The way he's lining up, he has every intention of kicking it deep. We'll see what happens. And he does. Kick is up. It's going to be fielded by Hartwell at the 2-yard line. Head of steam up the field. Coach, I think he just knocked that kid into
I don't know if he
multiverse.
Was brought down by 31 or if he took down 31 on that play.
So here it is. Hartwell full head of steam and just runs into a defender there. But anyway, the young man makes the tackle, and it is 1st and 10 here on the 24-yard line of the Eagles. And so let's see if they have equal success here. They're going to be in 3 wide, which has been their most consistent formation here. Single back set. Sapone out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it to Hartwell, who hits outside. Ravenwood seals the edge, and he's going to be taken down for about a gain of a yard.
Yeah, a couple Raptors there to take him down. That's going to be number 5, Ryan Evans, with some help from his buddy, Jaden Smitherman.
Hartwell does not seem to be equipped to be an outside runner.
No.
He is definitely built as a north-south runner, but you got to keep that defense honest from time to time. And so here we are again, 3 wide, twins to the top side of the field, single back set. That will be Hartwell. Sapone out of the shotgun. Ravenwood showing pressure, brings the blitz. Oh, misses. Sapone, beautiful throw there to 45 for Independence, and he just drops it.
Yeah, he had Justice Durant on a little seam route there and just in and out of his hands, and he had a lot of open field ahead of him if he was able to bring that one in.
Well, and Ravenwood showed pressure from the backside and brought it. Hartwell, to his credit, picked the blitz up excellently.
Yep.
Sapone sensed it, got rid of the ball, just had a dropped pass.
That was number 9, I believe, once again, Tanner Shook. So we've already said his name 3 or 4 times tonight for the Raptors on defense.
Sapone, 3rd and long, looking, scanning the field, throws it up. Almost picked off by Ravenwood, broken up, and it's going to be 4th down.
That's great coverage by Jaden Smitherman. Like you said, Doug, another half step, and that might have been going the other way for the Raptors.
Well, and he took a risk because if you noticed, if he doesn't make that interception and he catches it, that's a touchdown going the other way. He had no help behind him, so he took the risk and broke it up. If he didn't and that's caught, that's trouble. But any regard, it's fourth down, and we're punting here. They're coming after it. Lots of pressure. They run into the punter. No flag on the play. The punter was not theatrical enough on that.
No,
one,
I don't
Justin.
think. He needs to.
Coach needs to coach
pick
him
up
up
a couple
little
extra
bit.
drama classes, maybe.
Usually, when you're the punter and the wind hits you, you fall to the ground and hold your knee. He did not do that. Good punt anyway.
Yeah, so able to flip the field there for the Eagles. The Raptors will now take over at the 27-yard line. And it looks like we've got maybe a new duo back there for the Raptors.
That's 3 for Ravenwood on the carry. Ethan Smith around the corner. He's going to get about 4 when it's all said and done. So I think we've seen multiple. I don't know that they've had the same offensive set or backfield numbers for one play other than the 2 where they handed it off and broke the long run.
So it looks like Murray is still taking quarterback duties, and I believe that's number 6. Cartua Chapman.
Cartua Chapman is their change of pace back. However, the way they were running earlier, I don't know that they needed to change the pace. But I'm guessing that Carter Pace is on oxygen on the sideline.
Chapman runs into number, I believe that's 23 for the Eagles there. That's going to be Kyler King on the stop.
So Ravenwood, just like that, third down in a very manageable 2, and they've been able to run the ball up to this point. So both teams strike early, and now the defenses seem to have settled down just a bit.
Without Parsons, I don't know what kind of passing threat the Raptors have. Seen a lot of runs, reverses. We'll see what they got here on third down.
This time, Chapman takes the handoff, or the shotgun snap rather, and hands it to Pace. Pace looks like he's going to have a first down, and he will. The officials tell him to move the chains. So they needed 10 yards on 3 plays, and they got 10 yards on 3 plays.
So Chapman, a former middle school quarterback, actually, for Grassland Middle School.
Shout out. There you go. There you go, Paul Breece. Chapman takes the handoff, gets about 2 on the play.
So with him back at running back, if you're Independence, maybe on your toes a little bit for a direct snap pass or reverse pass. We'll see.
Chapman goes in motion, 3 wide for the Raptors. Independence is going to give him a free 5 as they show blitz and 33 for the Eagles. That's going to be Reese Pickering offsides. And he comes off, and he's going to have a talking to by the coach.
So it brings up a much more manageable second down for Ravenwood.
They got a bunch formation to the bottom side. Handoff to Chapman. So it's the second time they've lined up with trips in a bunch on the bottom side of the field, and both times they just hand it off.
Yeah, it could be just trying to stretch that defense out a little bit, make the linebackers, corners, safety, open up the middle of the field a little bit more for Chapman and Pace, and see if they can't hit a hole and get a couple shot plays going on this run game.
So Andrew Murray lines up at quarterback now, takes the snap, the quick pitch to Chapman. He's got some room. He's got some moves, and he's got about 7 yards. And we are now on to the Eagles' side of the field at about the 43-yard line. So I think that they are just going to creatively pound the rock down the field. Multiple formations, multiple personnel. It's been all Chapman on this drive, so you're wondering where Carter Pace is.
Yeah, so far, like you said, Doug, just being creative in the run game. Couple tackle traps, like once again right there to Chapman.
I mean, if you like old school wing and veer and double wing football, you might like this game, except they're playing it out of the shotgun. There's linemen pulling every play. There's misdirection, motion, different personnel.
You also might be a Iowa or Wisconsin fan.
And so here we are again. We are tight. They got that bunch formation. They send a man in motion, still out of the shotgun. Murray, a wide receiver on the roster, senior, 6'3", 178, in taking the snaps at quarterback. Chapman still in the backfield. Handoffs to Chapman. He's going to have about 5.5 more.
That was a shoestring tackle by Steele Katina, or that might have been about 6 or 7 yards more for Chapman. So
the speed they have on that side of the ball running it, it looks like they're potentially 1 or 2 touches away from a home run. And so we will see how this goes and if they can wear down this Indy defense, because they have not thrown a pass yet.
Yeah, and if you're part of that Ravenwood coaching staff, you're preaching to your offensive line, tight ends, wide receivers at this point of take care of the box, take care of the front 7, and let our speed beat that secondary for 7, 8, or even a shot play. So
that's the end of our first quarter. Score still tied, 7-7. Interesting adjustments and changes because when Parson was their quarterback, it was wide open. And so here they're content to go with the run. And while we have our break here, we have our awesome film crew up here. We got Christian and Genevieve working the cameras up here on the top. Lance and Bryan down there in the van. And then we got Xander and Kai on the field, making it all work and making our jobs easy tonight, Justin.
Absolutely. They've done a great job all season, wrapping up the regular season of football here in Williamson County tonight. Playoffs slated to start next week, I should say. So this will be our last appearance for a month or so.
Yep. Nolensville and in other region action looking to go undefeated tonight, taking on Franklin County.
So like we said in the pregame, score watching, Twitter watching, end of first between Centennial Brentwood. Centennial up 3-0 over Brentwood.
This is going to be a touchdown Ravenwood Raptors. Justin, I'm speechless here. I don't even know what to say.
I don't know what happened.
I know what happened. I can't say it. They went with motion. They send number 7 underneath in what looked like kind of like jet motion. They just toss it to him, and he had a wide open field to run to. Justin, I think I could have ran that in for a touchdown, although I probably would have ran out of breath and fell down at the 10-yard line. He had all the room in the world to run. Well-designed play. Everybody keyed on Chapman, and number 7, Colton Pace, took it to the big house. And just like that, it is 14-7. The visiting Ravenwood Raptors hop on top. See if we can get a replay so you can be as mystified on that play as I was, Justin. Well-designed run play. Independence defense.
As I say, that's what you get for
on that one.
Scoreboard watching. You missed the game.
We were trying to bring you region action, folks, and we missed what could be the play of the week here in the booth. So just 11 seconds off the clock here in the first quarter, or second quarter, excuse me. Ravenwood lining up to kick. Pulled the unicorn out last time and kicked it deep. We were just talking, you don't see that very often. So Ravenwood lining up. You got the stud back there, back deep for Ravenwood. It's going to be Trey Hartwell, who doesn't really leave the field on offense.
I believe that's Morales next to him, his running mate, and the lead wide receiver. But
so this is going to be kicked short to about the 16. Number 8 on the return, Luke McNeely. He's going to be wrapped up at about the 17-yard line.
So great coverage by Ravenwood. Number 11, Tyson Green on the takedown, but McNeely caught that, tried to reverse field, and the Raptors were there to take him down.
So the momentum here seems to have shifted dramatically. We went from a first drive of the game for Independence marching right down the field and scoring to getting nothing on offense after that, and Ravenwood just really looks like they're in the driver's seat in this second quarter.
Right. And if you remember, after that first possession, Independence forced a fumble, had a chance at a field goal, but was missed. Yeah.
Out of the shotgun there, Sapone throws. Defender got there a little early. No flag on the play. Number 2 for the Raptors, Lucas Houston. Yep. May have gotten there a smidge early, but it doesn't matter because there's no flag.
Right.
2nd and 10 now for this Independence offense, who looks to be trying to find some answers here. Again, a couple miscues. Missed field goal. Had the wide open receiver here that dropped the pass. And I don't know against Ravenwood, Justin, that you can make those mistakes.
You can't stack those mistakes versus a team with the caliber of Ravenwood's talent, history, and coaching staff and expect to come out with a win.
3 wide. Sapone, quick pass to the outside. Only going to get about 3 there because the receiver catches it from a knee, and that is where he will be down.
So that's going to be Cobb on the reception.
So again, backed up by the chains here, 3rd and 7. You know, I feel like Independence really wants to be in 3rd and 4 or less if they're in 3rd down, because then they really can open things up in their playbook. 3rd and long is not a comfort area, I don't think, for this Eagles offense. They're going to be in 3 wide, single back set. Sapone out of the shotgun. Twins to the top of the field. Sapone scanning the field, rolling out, looking, has a receiver, misses him. Justin, I believe Sapone probably could have ran for the first down there.
He had
field in front of him and had Hartwell out there blocking.
Had a lot of open field, and when he pointed Hartwell to start going deep, that's exactly what I thought he was going to do, trying to clear out some more defenders so he had enough running room, but tried his hand at running to the left, throwing across his body, and usually that's not a recipe for success in high school football.
Well, and it wasn't there as the ball bounced about 1.5 yards in front of his intended receiver. And so back to punt. Ravenwood came after it last time. This time they don't bring pressure. Ball's going to hit and bounce the other way. Never a good sign for a punter when the ball is punted and it knuckles back on you. You want to get that nice bounce going the other way. So Ravenwood is going to take over at the 45 of their own side of the field. Indy's got to be thinking, how do we stop the run here? And it's not just how do we stop the run. How do we stop this craziness going on up front with the motion, the traps, all those things.
The creativeness, and you honestly really don't know who's getting the ball or where it's going, to be honest. Sometimes they're coming out with a tight formation like this. Sometimes they're spreading it out. That's
so there he is again, Pace back out there. And you can just see he's got the hips to move around out there. He can dance all down the field, and he gets about 9 on that play, and it looked like he was a wiggle away from another touchdown.
For Independence, I think you need to start thinking about loading up this box a little bit more, trying to sell out just like that.
Huge play there by Independence. And, one thing I was going to say is when all the linemen are moving around and doing, you just need to stay home on defense. Stay home. You have a lane. You have a responsibility, and I'm sure that is what they're being told on defense. Stay home. That long run on the drive before, somebody did not seal the edge. That end crashed in and left that whole wide side of the field wide open. And so on defense, you're saying stay home. This is your responsibility, and they did just that on 2nd down and hit the running back for a no gain on the play. And here you got 3rd and about 2. Chapman in at quarterback. Hands it off to Pace. And Pace is going to have a first down gain of about 4.
Absolutely. So it's almost a wildcat situation if you're looking at it from a defensive standpoint. You've seen Chapman gash for 7 and 8 yards, and all of a sudden he's lining up at quarterback and makes your responsibility a little bit tougher on who's going to get the ball and where to follow.
There goes Pace again. Man, he looked like he was going to go a long way on that one. Gets about 5.
I feel like every time he touches the ball, gets past that defensive line, he's one move and shake away from breaking one.
Well, and if I'm coaching my defense here, I'm saying I don't care who's at quarterback. I don't care who's at running back. It's the same position. Again, stay disciplined, stay home, and make the tackle. This is the widest I think they've had him here with 2 wide receivers, but he brings them inside. Motion again. Handoff's going to be to Pace. Pace is grabbed by the shoe, and again, I feel like we say it every time, Justin. Literally, that was a shoestring away from a touchdown.
Yeah, Pickering there with the shoestring tackle, saving a touchdown. And Ravenwood able to chew off quite a bit of clock here in the second quarter.
I think when it's all said and done tonight, Pace is going to really enjoy his stat sheet. Murray hands it off to, again, Pace. Pace he's getting anywhere from 6 to 9 yards a carry. So, and really, you got to give the Raptors line up front credit because they are just moving men up and down this field.
If Pace and Chapman are able to get to that second level like we talked about, it's going to be a long night for this Eagles defense.
Murray in at quarterback, motion, another pitch, number 3. Indy makes a tackle there at about the 19. That's going to be another first down for the Raptors. 7 minutes left, or 7 minutes and 41 seconds left in the second quarter. Raptors lead 14-7.
That might be Murray's first completion of the game.
I think he's 2 for 2. I think the other one was 2 for 2 for 86 yards and a touchdown. Murray again, handoff to Pace. Pace dances, gets to about the 10. They can get a first down here at about the 4-yard line.
And if you notice, the biggest difference between Pace and Hartwell is Pace is going to be patient, find his hole, and then hit the accelerators, where Hartwell, he's a hard-nosed runner. He's going hard, straight through the hole, and he's just going to run over whoever's there.
So I think a miracle happened there. They hit Pace and actually got him for a bit of a loss.
So that's number 19. That's Xander Governor.
So Pace gets the carry and loses a yard. And Independence has forced a 3rd and long here. And so this would be a huge victory for the Eagles to hold them to a field goal try here on 3rd and 7 if they can stop them.
And not necessarily a passing down if you're the Raptors. You've been able to pick up 7-8 yards on the run game. So
I was just going to say, I mean, there's not really a passing down, I think, for Ravenwood tonight because they've run it every single time. And we joked about the pass. The pass counts as a pass, but it's nothing more than an extended handoff.
Right. So Coach Will Hester is going to take a timeout here, talk it over with what could be a crucial 3rd down in this first half.
So Independence, we mentioned, came out with the hype, scored a touchdown, forced a turnover, couldn't do anything with the turnover, missed a field goal, and then it's been all Raptors from that point.
Yeah, I mean, from the kick, you would think the Eagles got all the momentum, first possession, march the length of the field, get a touchdown, force a turnover, and then ever since the missed field goal, things have kind of switched back into Ravenwood's favor. So being able to stop Ravenwood here on a 3rd and let's call it 7 yards would be huge for the hometown team.
Well, and to one disadvantage for Independence is they have no idea what's going to happen here. It could be a pass, it could be a run, it could be a reverse. There's so many different things. Will Hester, the head coach, is being extremely creative in the play calling tonight without Parsons at quarterback. So here you got Chapman at quarterback here. Hands it off to Pace. Pace looks. He's going to have a first, and he is going to have a touchdown. And so just like we said, 3rd and 7, let's run the ball.
And Pace, very patient there, got up to the line of scrimmage after he had the ball, waited for the hole and play to develop, made a quick jump cut, and there was no one to take him down.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Raptors are approaching probably 200 yards on the ground.
I would say easily,
in this first half. And if you have 200 yards of rushing in a game, you have gashed that defensive line. So for you to have 200 yards in a half, they are running the ball at will on this Independence defense. And so you got to wonder in the locker room here in 6 minutes, as Independence's defensive coordinator, you got to kind of think, what do we do here? You know, they've already got about 8 in the box. They're only leaving their safeties deep.
Right.
And so there's just not a whole lot that they've been able to do in reaction to what has been just a ground and pound game for the Raptors.
And you don't want to go away from too much what got you here. You're 5-4, 3-1 in the region, so you don't want to completely throw out your game plan out the window. But like you said, Doug, you got to make some adjustments to basically sell out on the Raptors' run offense and essentially make them pass the ball on you.
Well, and I think if they continue this trend of running, you're going to see 10 in the box.
Yeah.
Those safeties are going to be about 4 yards off the line of scrimmage.
I think
and they're going to say, you are going to just have to throw it.
You're probably going to see some more beef at middle linebacker, too, I would think.
Ravenwood back to kick. Kicks it short this time. Ball is caught at the 17. Independence is going to have a better return this time, up to about the 34-yard line. So much better starting position than their last drive, which ended at about the 16. And so Independence is going to have to make some noise on offense, and the best case for a defense is the offense to score some touchdowns. Right? Take a little bit of heat off of that defense. And so if Independence can drive down the field and punch it in here and go win at 21-14, I think they'd say, okay, we got something we can work with here. We got a little bit of momentum. Keep in mind, Ravenwood will get that second half kickoff. Independence is in 4 wide. Sapone, quarterback, fakes the handoff, throws it to the outside, gets about 5 on that play.
Yeah, so a good run-pass option, classic Ole Miss Chad Kelly play right there. Read the defensive line. If no one's crashing down, hand it off to your running back. If so, just flip it out there to your wide receiver. So able to pick up 5 on the first down.
So here we are, 2nd and 5. So hard running there, but only about 2 yards.
Yeah, Hartwell's met by, looks like a trio of Raptors there. I believe that was led by number 93. It's me, Drew. I don't think that's right. Maybe 92. Sam Christian. I almost gave the kicker a tackle for loss credit there, Doug. But regardless, that's going to bring up 3rd and 3 for the Eagles. They'll stick with this 4-wide set.
Out of the shotgun, Sapone has the security blanket in the backfield there. Hartwell. Sapone looking deep. Has 14, cuts inside and drops it. 14 there for Independence. Hudson Cobb could have done cartwheels in the end zone if he catches that. Just bounces off of his thigh pad when he was trying to catch the football.
So had to make a little adjustment to a ball that was thrown to the inside. But like you said, just hit him in the hands, thigh pad, and had nothing but green grass in front of him.
The Ravenwood defender tries to break it up, falls to the ground, and the only players in front of him were other Independence players. So Independence punts it. Ball's caught at the 20 where it'll be fair caught. So Ravenwood now 5 minutes. And I would say that they don't have a quick strike offense because they're running the football, but I don't know that that's necessarily true.
Yeah,
with Pace and Chapman in the backfield.
With Pace and Chapman, it could be a one-play 80-yard touchdown run right here.
Checking scores around the league here.
So with 6:39 left in the half, Fairview is up 14-12 over Waverly. And that'll be Chapman on the run. He's brought down after a gain of about, he's going to actually lose a yard there. So this is going to be a big possession if you're the Eagles defense with 4:40 left. if you can get a stop here, hopefully flip the momentum before half.
Toss to Chapman, and he's going to be brought down. Indy having a little pride here on defense.
Absolutely.
Saying, no, sir.
So Steel Katina coming up from his corner spot.
Back to back. They're going to lose 4 on that second run. Katina almost took the pitch in the backfield, hits Chapman immediately, and it's a loss of 4. And so now, 3rd and about 14 for this Ravenwood offense. 3rd and 7 you could do on a run play. I don't know about 3rd and 14.
Yeah, interesting to see what the play call is going to be here.
So they do bring in their large tight end. 3 goes in motion. Murray does go back to pass, throws it back to number 9, and again the defense is there. They pick up maybe the original yards lost. Huge win there for Independence, and it is 4th down and about 11 with just over 3 minutes left.
So huge stop by Independence there. Moore coming up from his linebacker spot, sniffing out the tight end screen, and Independence going to have a chance to cut into this deficit here before half.
Ravenwood back to punt. Snap is up and good. Punt's away. It's going to be a wobbler. Fair caught at about the 48. Bobbled just a smidge there. Coaches took a deep gasp. But Independence in business here on the 48 heading into Ravenwood territory.
So another update from around the county. Summit up 13-7 over Franklin with about 6 minutes left in the first half. Trying to get some updates from the Centennial Brentwood game.
Well, and the good news here for Independence is with just over 3 minutes left at about the 50-yard line, they don't have to strictly go to a 2-minute run pass offense. They still can run the football. They can still stay within their game here and move the ball downfield. And so they don't have to get greedy and take a bunch of deep shots here. So the ball's set here. They're going to be at about just shy of their own 48-yard line.
So quick update with 2:20 left in the half. Centennial up 6-0 over Brentwood.
Barn burner over there. So here we go. Independence operating out of the shotgun. Sapone looking downfield, scanning, throws it to Hartwell. Hartwell makes a man miss.
And he's always going to be falling forward, no matter when he's tackled. From a screen, a pass, a run, he's always going to pick you up an extra 1 or 2 yards falling forward like that.
And surprisingly soft hands on a big receiver, on a big running back like that. Picks up 8 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 2. No hurry here, no urgency from Independence. Sapone out of the shotgun, 3 wide, single back set. Takes it, hands it off. Hartwell's going to have a first at about the 40-yard line. 2:22 showing on the clock. And so I'm going to guess the tempo is going to increase here slightly.
Right.
As they've burned about a minute off the clock and have gotten 1 first down to show for it. Ball spotted, clock's running.
You wonder if Coach Jeff Parker, the offensive coordinator for Independence, is going to start sending in 2 plays so Sapone doesn't have to run to the sideline every single time.
Just now under 2 minutes. Sapone out of the shotgun, 3 wide. Hands it off to Hartwell again, and he's going to be bottled up. And I got to say I'm a little surprised by the play call there.
Yeah.
So not only does Hartwell get stopped for a loss of a yard, they're going to burn about 35 seconds off of this clock.
That was possibly a situation where you were just trying to get the ball into one of your top playmakers, pick up another 7 or 8 yards potentially to give Sapone a deep shot.
And they've had space, Justin, on offense. When he looks downfield, they've just been hit by some drops. Independence in no hurry, takes the snap. Sapone hits him with the shoulder fake again. Picked off. So Ravenwood picks off the pass.
So I don't see any flags on the play. So that's going to be Jaden Smitherman for the Raptors, who on the last possession got turned around a little bit by Cobb. That time, Sapone trying to go to Cobb once again, and just a little underthrown that time.
So the ball floated on him too there, kind of got hung in the air, brought some cloud down with it, and landed into the Raptor defender's hands. Huge miscue there, and I just have to question that drive, Justin. No urgency. They spent about 25 seconds just snapping the ball.
Yeah.
And then it forced them into trying to get huge chunk plays when they didn't have to do that.
I was about to say, all right, if you're Ravenwood, you just try to run the clock out here, but
well, they're going to do
I think that's the only thing in the playbook right now for Ravenwood.
Yes. So, but like we said, or you had alluded to earlier, just because they're running doesn't mean they're wanting to get 2 or 3.
Right.
They would be perfectly content with a 70-yard touchdown right here. Murray still in at quarterback, takes a snap, hands it off to Pace. Pace wiggles up, and he's going to be brought down. And I don't know how many timeouts Ravenwood has or if they will use them, but it's going to be second down and about 2 from their own 36.
Looks like they're going to snap it again here.
Pace on the carry. He's going to have a first, and he's going to be down at the 50. Clock's going to stop. So you wonder, are they going to get a little fancy here?
And you got to give credit to this Ravenwood offensive line. They are opening some huge holes for these running backs for the Raptors.
One last play. It's going to fake. Murray has an arm. Better served for handing off there. He was about 10 yards over on his closest receiver. And just like that, 21-7 in what has been an extremely fast first half of football. Ravenwood leads 21 to Independence's 7 here at the Eagles home field. I'm Doug Capella here with Justin Ventline, and it is halftime at your WCTV Game of the Week. go. We're back. Second half action, WCTV Game of the Week. The visiting Ravenwood Raptors on top of your Independence Eagles 21-7. And what has been a run dominated. Oh, onside kick. Interrupting my broadcast here. Onside kick that bounces off of a Raptor and then gets recovered. So a little trickeration here that doesn't work out for Independence. And what we saw in the first half was looked like a blending of about 17 different offenses that Coach Hester rolled out. A lot of misdirection, a lot of run. I think they threw one pass, really, aside from the tosses. One pass downfield. Murray has an arm, but he threw it about 50, and he only needed about 30.
And one commonality out of all the offenses that they're running is that big, beefy offensive line is giving them at least 3-4 yards.
And so we're going right back to pace there, and it's what we talked about during the break there, Justin. This game is being won up front, both sides of the ball by Ravenwood. Defensively, up front, they have not given much space to Trey Hartwell on Independence's side, and they are just gashing this defensive line and running at will. I mean, 7 yards right there on the first play, and that has been the theme all night. Again, more misdirection here, and Pace, he could be gone. Katina here makes the tackle, but Pace again just rips off another about 17 yards. And not a lot of penalties here. I think we had one penalty in the first half, which was an offsides call on Independence. And so just like that, with the onside kick, Ravenwood's knocking at the door on the 27-yard line and just content with running the football.
Yeah, so that's the risk you take opening up the half in a onside kick. If you're Coach Stidham for the Eagles, is high risk, high reward, and we'll see if they can get a stop here.
Pace, 3 straight handoffs. He's going to get about a gain of 3.5 there, which is the shortest gain of the drive. Pace definitely looks fresh. So we're probably going to see, again, another mix of Katua Chapman at quarterback, Murray at quarterback, Chapman at tailback, Pace and Chapman at tailback. There's a number of different scenarios here.
It's a mixed bag. If you're keeping track at home, I think your box score, you're going to have about 4 different people getting direct snaps tonight.
That's right. When you look at their formation from up here on the booth, it looks like they have 9 offensive linemen, which they don't. They have some receivers down in a bunch formation. But they have 9 players on the front and then a single back and a quarterback, and they are just pounding Independence. They're not even at this point trying to spread them out right now.
Right, yeah, they're basically daring Independence to continue to stack the box, continue to bring everybody in, and, of course, they prove us wrong here with they
got one receiver
split out,
time. Got Independence to jump.
Free first down.
That will be a first down. It was 3rd and about 2.5. So hard count there gets the Eagles to jump. And like you said, free first down. So it is 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line, where the Raptors are I'm going to guess here, Justin, run the ball.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a Pace handoff in some sort of capacity.
15 goes in motion. Pace gets the ball. That's a touchdown. Not even touched. That's just a simple cutback run where they move the line to the left. He takes a step, cuts to the right, and he wasn't even breathed on that carry right there.
Yeah, they motioned their one split out they had here to the near side all the way to the opposite side, clearing out this side of the field for Pace. And with that type of speed, you're just looking for one edge block, and you're gone.
And so with the score here, pending the extra point, going to be 28-7 Ravenwood. Kick is up and good. So Ravenwood early on all over this Independence defense with the run. You know, it's interesting, Justin, when you play teams that traditionally are running the football, they're in a double wing or they're in a veer, that is a team that generally lacks skill positions, and so they're just trying to keep the game close, trying to get the clock going. But that's not the case here.
No. They're trying to get their playmakers the ball every single play, trying to find them a running lane, a cutback lane, and just letting their speed take over this game.
Yeah, and they're scoring quickly.
Yes.
So they're not exactly running time off the clock. So we have just under 9 minutes here. So they took 2 minutes off the clock, and they scored a touchdown by all runs.
They might have an issue trying to run the clock.
Well, it will be a running clock here if this keep going at this rate. So Ravenwood kicked it deep the first time, and then ever since then it's been short squibs or pooch kicks. So we'll see what they do here. Independence back on their own 5 to receive. 93 there, Drew Crabtree back to kick. And the kick is up. This is going to be a line drive knuckleball. It's going to roll to Katina, or I'm sorry, that's Morales.
That's Sapone, I believe.
It's going to be number 2, actually Lucas Houston.
Oh.
Number 2, Lucas.
That was Sapone.
I'm looking at the wrong roster here. So Sapone, you don't often see a quarterback fielding kicks. I've been known to look at the wrong roster, Justin.
We're going to have to get these color-coded.
So here it is.
I think we're going to have a change at quarterback, actually, for Independence.
Well, Sapone was playing. He returned the kick. And like I was saying, you generally don't have a quarterback returning kicks. And so you did see this young man warming up on the sidelines, trying to get a number here, but different quarterback, same offense, where they hand it to Hartwell. So the quarterback's going to be number 16. Cody looks like Pagach. 6'3", 175 junior. So good size for a quarterback at 6'3".
I believe early in the year, Cody was the starter. They've kind of been going back and forth a little bit with Sapone to Cody throughout the year, settled in on Sapone, I think, the last 3 or 4 weeks. So maybe just going with a little change of pace here to see what they can get going in the second half.
Hartwell with a good gain on first down, 9 yards, 2nd and 1. Again, another handoff to Hartwell, and he's going to move the pile forward for about 4 yards. And that's what we would expect to see from Hartwell. But as we got into the second quarter, they were closing that off, and he just really didn't have much of a running lane because we mentioned up front, Ravenwood on both sides of the line has just been dominant.
Yes, yep. And Independence is going to want to run that ball between the tackles, but down 3 scores, you might have to open it up a little bit more, try to find some more green grass on the outside, and we'll see what offensive coordinator Jeff Parker's got dialed up here.
So they're in their comfortable set of 3 wide. Handoff is to Hartwell, and they're bottled up. Gets about a yard, and that's more like what we saw there in the second quarter.
Right.
Just not a lot of room there to run. His best look there was on that first down,
yep.
First play. So it looks like Sapone checked back in at quarterback, or he checked back into the game. I don't know if he's at quarterback. He's not. He's at wide receiver. So he's your inside receiver on the bottom side of the field. Cody Pagach still in there at quarterback. Cody takes a snap, scanning the field, throws it out to 14. That's going to be Hudson Cobb.
Yep.
Cobb catches it, but he's only going to have about 2 yards on the play. So quick pass to the outside. Third down, and a long 6, maybe call it 7. So just like that, Pagach comes in, and he's going to be faced with a 3rd and long. And we said in the first half, Independence really wants to have 3rd and maybe 3 or 3rd and 4. 3rd and 7 has not been a comfort
ideal
zone for Independence, and so we'll see. They're in 4 wide. Bringing pressure is Ravenwood, and he goes down, fumble. Ravenwood scoops, lands on it. That's going to be Ravenwood's ball on the 20-yard line.
And that's number 9, Tanner Shook. Called his name quite a bit in the first quarter. And Pagach, nowhere to go there. Shook unfortunately loses the ball. And
all night long there, Justin.
Yes. Yep.
So fumble on the play. Ravenwood recovers. And he got sacked by about 5 Raptors on that play.
Right. You can
see
yeah.
the pocket closes. Ball's on the ground.
Ravenwood bringing 5 in the pressure there. And
we hand out free dad jokes here.
Yes.
On the WCTV Game of the Week. So Ravenwood opens up actually with 3 wide, but I'm guessing that's just window dressing. But no, he throws. So a completed pass out there to number 15. That's going to be Sam Wolf on the catch. Ravenwood, they're just doing that, I think, for fun at this point in the game. Up by 3 scores, they throw a quick pass to the bunch formation at the top side of the field, and now they're back in their tight formation here, and this looks like it's going to be a run. There's Chapman got the ball, looking for space. Still running, getting pushed there by his line, and he's going to gain the first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Clock winding all the way, already down halfway through this 3rd quarter. Ravenwood, quick snap. It's going to be a toss to Chapman. Chapman running hard. Flag on the play.
Throwing it deep.
That's probably in the neighborhood of holding. So Chapman didn't get much on the play anyway. We're waiting for a call here from the official. It's going to be a hold on the Raptors. So that's going to back them up 10, and it's still going to be 1st and goal, but it's going to be 1st and goal from the 18 rather than the 8.
Usually not a situation you have a series of plays for. First and goal from the 18. Well, actually, the 22, it looks like.
Oh, yeah, they backed him up. So it's from the spot of the foul. There's Chapman with a little bit of wiggle, upended at about the 11-yard line, so he gets half of it back on the first play. And so you have 1st and about 22, and they're going to do probably 3 runs here.
Yep, that's Braden Needham for the Eagles coming up from his safety position. But, yeah, I mean, if you're Independence, I would be walking these safeties all the way back down into the box here.
Well, and really, I think at this point, Justin, there's not much to lose here. They're down by 3 scores. They do throw it. Pressure comes. Not an interception. It was a dangerous throw, and I think Hester has probably seen enough of the passing game now. And it's going to be 3rd and 11. I would guess this is going to be maybe 2 down territory here for the Raptors. I would maybe think being this close that they're just going to have 2 plays to run.
Looks like coming out empty.
Yeah, they're in an empty formation. So Hester says, no, Doug, we're going to go ahead and throw it again here, although Chapman
Chapman comes to the backfield.
Back in there it is, a toss to Chapman. The Eagles read it well. 3 defenders there, and Chapman's hit for a loss.
Jeb Sessions able to stretch that out pretty well for the Eagles.
So Crabtree is onto the field, so the kicker's out. So they will attempt a field goal. Now they attempt. No, that was the Eagles that attempted an early field goal and missed it.
I believe this is going to be the first field goal attempt.
Yep, first field goal attempt for the Raptors. Looking to increase the lead by 3 points here. This is going to be close to a 40-yard field goal, about 38 yards. Snaps back, kick is up, has the distance, and the kick is good from 38. Crabtree nails it. Your new score here, Ravenwood 31, Independence 7, 4:21 left in your 3rd quarter of the WCTV Game of the Week. I'm Doug Capella, flanked by my colleague here, Justin Ventline. So we said when in the pregame we were saying, who did you think was going to win this one? And you felt that you had that gut feeling it would be Ravenwood, and not by a little bit.
Yeah, Ravenwood's Ravenwood. Yeah.
Well,
we have a lot of
you kind of know what you're going to get. They're going to play tough, disciplined football, and this is a prep game for the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Hester's got his team right. He knows how to coach. He knows that he's been in these situations. And so Independence, not that far removed from back-to-back state championship runs, but just not matching the upfront firepower here that Ravenwood has.
Yes, that's when we were talking at halftime, Doug, about just matchup issues for Independence, and it's the front 5 on both sides of the ball not able to get their run game going, which is basically their bread and butter, and it's what we saw in that first possession coming out of the gate, where Hartwell was able to gash 5-6 yards. Sapone was able to pick up a little bit through the air. And
Hartwell, speaking of,
Hartwell is going to find a seam, yep.
He's at the 40. He's at the 45 and the 50 and tackled from behind. The only safe place to tackle Hartwell. From behind, he's going to be out at the 50, and that jolts the crowd. A much-needed dose of excitement here as Independence is going to take over at the 50. Hartwell, good return.
Hopefully that'll spark that offense a little bit, get that offensive line right. Because once Hartwell can find a seam like that, it's going to be hard to take him down with just the pure size of the running back that Hartwell is.
Well, and so you see Sapone is going to be back at wide receiver. It's interesting to make that change now, Justin, in the last game of the season. You wonder if that's an in-game change for this game or if that's a move going forward because they're going to be in the playoffs.
Right. So Hartwell sitting this one out.
25 is going to be Raul Cruz on the carry. I believe that's the first offensive play where I have not seen Hartwell, but he is back on the field after the long kick return. And so Cody Pagach still running sideline to the huddle, getting the plays, still in at quarterback. Sapone in at wide receiver. And so see what Independence decides to do here on 2nd and 10. 4 wide, single back set. Pagach takes the snap, hands off to Hartwell. Hartwell looks, not much there. It's going to be 3rd and about 8. Well, they haven't gone away from what got them to this point.
Right.
But what is not happening is that run game. It's not working for them. And so with 3 minutes left here in the third quarter, you have to wonder if they're going to open it up a little bit. I have not seen the screen to Hartwell, so that may be coming at some point. Maybe coming now because they've run it out of trips every time they've run it. So we'll see what happens here. Trips to the top side of the field. So there he blocks, and there it is. There's the screen, and he just overthrows it.
On cue, yeah. And I'm not sure even if Hartwell was able to bring that in. They had a lot of Ravenwood defenders sniffing that one out. Might have been able to pick up 5 or 6 yards. Not sure he had the full 8 in him on that one.
Well, and you knew from the snap it was going to be a screen because Hartwell did not get an Academy Award on that one.
No.
He what I call a look block, where he looked like he was going to block you, and then he found his way out into the flats area there and just overthrown. So we're going to go for it here on 4th and about 8. 4 wide, single back set. Pagach looking at the defense. Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, pressure down there. Picked off again, number 2 for Ravenwood. Has some blockers in front. He's going to be brought down by Hartwell at about the 42.
That's Lucas Houston for the Raptors, and you kind of feel like that was Independence almost last chance to get this momentum back rolling on their side. I know there's a lot of game left, but picking up a 4th down right there for Independence would have been huge.
Well, and their offense is looking, as you would say, punchless. There's just not much that they can do. They're out of their comfort zone, obviously, with the switch at quarterback to Pagach from Sapone. They're not able to run the football. And so really, if you eliminate Hartwell from the game, you get them out of their comfort zone.
Right.
They just don't know what they can do right now offensively against this stout Ravenwood D. However, Ravenwood is perfectly comfortable in their identity running the football. Pace met at the line there and still gets about 2 on the play.
That's me. Jeb Sessions for Independence, bringing them down. And the issue here, if you're Independence, is you're not only playing against Pace and Chapman, but you're also playing against a dwindling time that you've got left to come back from about 3 or 4 scores.
Well, and you know that Ravenwood's going to run it, and they haven't fumbled the ball. There's Pace again. He's going to go out of bounds about a yard short of the first. And so, I mean, just multiple things here working against this Eagles team. The fact that Ravenwood's going to run the football. They're not going to pass. the fact that they only have about a quarter of football left, and they need 24 points just to bring it even.
Right.
So hope quickly souring here for the Independence fans.
And if we were talking about the Independence Eagles from 2-3 years ago, I would say they had a chance under Scott Blade with that air raid offense, but it's a new era with Coach Stidham, and he's really more balanced attack with his offensive approach.
So Pace gets the first down yardage, but there is a flag on the field. Waiting to see what, and it came out quick. So this may be an illegal formation or just waiting to hear the call here. So they wave it off, no flag. So the yardage will stand. Well, and the other dilemma they have here also, Justin, is they have to stop Ravenwood, which they haven't been able to do ever since the first quarter.
So, yeah, not only, first they need, I would say that'd be first and foremost.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out what to do to try to slow down that run. So fumble on the play here. That actually should have been an incomplete pass because it was a shovel pass. See what the call is. They're going to mark it a fumble. Oh, incomplete pass. There it is. It was a shovel pass. It was dropped. I figured that would be the right call. And so here we are, 2nd and 10. The officials are discussing it, but they're saying, yep, Doug was right up top. That was a shovel pass, and that should be incomplete. Second down here and 10 yards to go.
So trying to find some scores from around the county. Got undefeated Nolensville up 6-0 over Franklin County.
Ravenwood shows motion, handoff to Pace. Pace turns on the gear right there. He is rolling.
Yeah. Shows a little bit of strength on that run, breaking a couple tackles.
You can see
into the second level.
Just the quickness on the play of this young man. He makes one step there, and you don't see it on the slow motion here, but he hit that spot in about a second.
Yeah.
And like you said, just showing some of the toughness as well. And so seconds just chipping away here in the third. Ravenwood sends motion. This is going to be a keep by Chapman. And Chapman's really probably on the sideline just saying, Coach, can I please get in the end zone once? So depending on when they spot it, that's going to be it for the third quarter because they have plenty of time on the time clock. We'll see. I doubt Hester is going to run a play here. Surprised he's actually not just walking his line down, but they are out on the field, and they look like they're going to run a play.
Chapman might be asking for a pass. Oh.
Hard count again, which is actually going to stop the clock on a defensive penalty, so they're going to have to run a play here. Seven seconds left to go here in the third. Your score, Ravenwood 31, Independence 7. Ravenwood knocking on the door. Well, they're going to run the clock anyway. And so there you have it. End of the third, 31-7. And what is quickly becoming an insurmountable lead for your host Independence Eagles.
So updating with the craziness we have going on in this region, top 4 teams basically playing for the #1 seed and home field advantage. As we said earlier, winner of this game knows they're playing at home next week. Loser knows they're going on the road. Also watching the scoreboard of that Centennial Brentwood game. Brentwood just recently kicked a field goal to retake the lead 9-7 over Brentwood with about 7.5 minutes left in the third. So
Centennial has the lead there, 9-7.
Centennial, yes. So if things stay as they are right now, Centennial would win the region take the number 1 seed, and Ravenwood would be the number 2.
So that
Brentwood
means
would be number 3.
Brentwood and Independence hitting the road.
Yes. An interesting fact, Independence has never hosted a 6A playoff game. Hosted many 5A, never a 6A playoff game.
So Nolensville's all but won their region, or their district rather, so they will have a home game Friday. Franklin County, I don't believe, is in. That's not a non-district game. Chapman on the keeper. He's going to be tackled about a yard short of the end zone.
That's me. Governor with the stop. So we'll have 5 county teams going to the playoffs.
Well, you'll have Page.
Nolensville.
Brent, 6.
Yes. Fairview?
I don't know. Fairview, probably, yes. So really only Summit is the only odd man out. Is that right? Touchdown. Carter Pace. Yep.
Summit and Franklin.
Franklin, there you go. There's your 2.
They are playing tonight.
Unfortunately, I don't think Franklin has won a game all year.
They have not.
Now, I will say, you know, when you look at their record, they haven't won a game, but they've also lost numerous games by a few points.
Yes. Myself and Paul were able to do the Centennial Franklin game, and I think we said it about 20 times. It's probably the best winless team I've ever seen play.
Yeah. Well, and that's, you know, talking to family members who my brother-in-law has a son on the Nolensville football team, and my other brother-in-law has another one there. So we got some family ties there, and they were asking me about Franklin High School, and I said, that is not a gimme.
No.
That is going to be a tough ball game, a hard-fought, and it was. It was a tough, hard-fought ball game because Franklin, like you said, is probably one of the best winless teams in the state of Tennessee.
And they're just going to be – they're going to be a threat probably the next 2 or 3 years. A lot of young sophomore talent, a lot of young junior talent. And if you're the best winless team, it's only going to create wins in future years.
So Independence, I think, we have to get creative with our material here, Justin, because I don't know that they're going to be able to come back on a 38-7 lead in the 4th quarter.
So I know it's cliche, but going into the playoffs, if you're Coach Scott Stidham, you're just hoping everybody stays healthy at this point.
Right.
You've got a big game next week. I hate to say it, but this game is pretty much all but over. You might want to work on some things that you want to see better and you want to put on film for your boys. Well, but the ultimate goal is to stay healthy at this point.
Well, and they're going to have some questions to answer, right? They switched away from Sapone here in the 3rd quarter, try to do some things differently offensively. And so they have to look, what does our best 11 look like on offense?
And Sapone with the return here, and he's going to bring it out to about the 38-yard line. So, I mean, we said it in the 1st quarter, Doug, all-around athlete, Sapone, and he might just be a situational player of we just need to find a spot where we can let him make plays.
Well, and so he's returned the last 2 kicks. He's lined up in the slot. He's played quarterback tonight. The only thing he hasn't done is run the ball as a running back. He's run it as a quarterback. And so just all over the place, but Pagach back in there at quarterback to lead this Indy offense. Handoff's going to be to Hartwell and met immediately.
Yep.
Probably also not what Hartwell is used to.
No. He's at least used to getting to the 2nd level, getting to those linebackers, being able to put a shoulder into those guys. He is not used to taking the handoff and at that point just making sure it's secure before he goes down.
Well, and I would say he didn't even take a step on that last run before a big defensive tackle greeted him. And so he may be a recliner, but the guy that hit him was at least a love seat. So that guy was large. They're just getting beat up front. I mean, that's what we've said it a number of times. Pagach going deep. There's the pass interference that Independence has been looking for all night.
Yep.
And he just climbed the ladder on 14 and almost held him down from trying to make a play. But I think at this point, I mean, they're up 38-7. It doesn't make a huge mountain of a difference here. They're going to get a first down out of it.
It's interesting to see Independence continue to hand the ball off. I know Hartwell is your bread and butter, but at this point, you got to try to figure out what you've got left in the tank for this playoff run in your wide receiver core and your offensive line pass block.
Well, and Independence has not been without opportunity. If anything, I would say there have been some missed opportunities.
Yes.
They missed a couple of long, deep passes that would inevitably been touchdowns had they not been dropped in the open field. Pelashe rolling out. Throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Takes a shot from number 5 on that Raptors defense. Pops up, though, looks to be okay. Well enough to come to the sideline to get the play.
That's Ryan Evans for the Raptors.
Just over 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and what is turned into a very uncompetitive football game. Ravenwood 38, Independence 7. Independence is going to come out in 3 wide, single back set. It's Hartwell. Pelashe looking at the defense, takes the snap. Quick throw out to the outside. Number 8 for Independence makes the catch. It's going to be Luke McNeely. Luke McNeely, the lone touchdown on the night in the opening drive. Really, Independence, we thought, set the tone there with the early touchdown, the turnover, and it has been since all Ravenwood. 38 unanswered points to be exact.
Yeah, McNeely was one-on-one covered early in that first quarter and was able to find a seam, but haven't seen much of that here in the second half from Independence.
Handoff to Hartwell. Hartwell finds a little bit of room outside where he's met by a host of Raptor defenders. A little bit of trash talk there in the defensive secondary. Although if I were Independence, I don't know what words I would be saying right now. You might want to just accept the humility here and move on to the next one. Second and about 6 here for the Eagles. Just trying to play and see who – this is where the coaches are looking, who is still giving effort and what's an unwinnable situation here. Who's still playing hard? 3 wide shotgun, Hartwell single back set. Pelashe scanning the defense, looking downfield, has some time, throwing it deep, but throwing it too deep over the head of number 10, Peyton Curtin. And that's going to be incomplete, and that's going to bring up a third down for the Eagles.
Pelashe just overthrew him a little bit there, led him into almost a double cover situation as well, but Independence doing a lot better job there on that play, giving Pelashe some time to throw. We've seen –
had a pocket.
Yes.
Had a pocket.
We've seen the Raptors bring a lot of heat tonight. So,
and Pelashe has the arm strength. He threw that about 45 yards in the air and probably still had a little bit of juice to go. So, good arm strength. There hits number 7, Steele Katina on the outside. That's going to be a Independence first down.
So once again, in the face of some pressure, Pelashe able to get the ball out on a line, knowing he's going to take a shot there and pick up the first down. So some positives to be able to put on film Sunday and Monday here for the Eagles to continue to build off going into the playoffs next week.
Independence coming out. Pelashe has blitz coming. He is knocked off of his feet. He is down, hit hard. And, Coach, we've called his name a couple times. Tanner Shook. He just knocked Pelashe off of his feet. Pass also almost intercepted.
I think Pelashe is going to take a couple snaps there to gain his balance once again. But, yeah, Shook coming in hot and heavy there. And
untouched and just waylays.
That is one guy you do not want to leave untouched coming at your quarterback.
Sapone back in there. Throws and dropped. And so the story really tonight of Independence is the drops of their receivers. They've had a number of drops.
So for those scoreboard watching, Brentwood just scored and converted a 2-point conversion to go up 15-9 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. So that will shake up the seeding order.
If Brentwood wins, it just throws everything off, I think. Sapone back. Shoulder fake pump, wide open. Touchdown, Independence. That's going to be
Katina.
Katina on the catch and score.
Great ball there by Sapone. The pump and throw. Dropped it in a barrel for Katina, and once again able to get some boosting morale points there if you're the Eagles.
Well, and so it's the end of the game, and so you're thinking, okay, Ravenwood's probably not playing an extremely tight defense here. But Independence was able, again, on that first drive to beat Ravenwood deep a couple times until they come back with it here. So if Ravenwood's looking for some things on film as they go into the playoffs, it's where are their safeties at on these big busted plays where they're getting burnt over the middle. That was in the backside corner of the end zone. But where's the over-the-top help for these cornerbacks giving up these touchdowns?
Just another county update. Fairview trailing Waverly 33-14 with 1:54 left in that one.
So it looks like Fairview will drop that, barring some serious divine intervention. So here we are. Ravenwood 38, Independence 14 is your new score here on the WCTV Game of the Week.
Ravenwood's going to trot out, looks like their hands team, which I do not blame them here in this situation.
The only thing worse is these fans know than a home loss is leaving the parking lot after a home loss here. There's only one way in and one way out here.
With no Chick-fil-A.
Ball's muffed, but Ravenwood does recover. They're going to be on about the 26-yard line. See if Ravenwood tries something different here and goes to the run. Just over 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 44 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I believe that last score will take away the running clock situation.
Ravenwood's going to come out. Looks like they're going to be content here again to just ground and pound, although they do have two wide, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's the snap, handoff to Pace. Sorry, correction, Pace is out of the game. That's going to be number 10, Owen Arnold. Owen Arnold checks in. You're going to see the backups here for Ravenwood at this point.
Yeah, I figured with the score the way it is and the time we got left, it's a perfect situation to get some of your backups, some playing time, some field.
And you don't want to lose a Katua Chapman or a Carter Pace here in a game that you're up by 24 points with 3 minutes left. And so definitely going to get some backup time here for the players. See what your future is of your program here. Ravenwood shows motion. Handoff again. That's going to be number 10, Owen Arnold on the carry again. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 for this Ravenwood offense. Mark that 5.
So that's Raul Cruz coming up and making the stop for the Eagles. And like you said, Doug, you don't want to lose one of your workhorses that have been able to step in for the place of Parsons. Who knows how long he'll be out, if he'll be out for the playoff run, and you don't want to lose one of those guys as well.
So you have 3rd and 5. See if Ravenwood can keep the drive alive. 1 first down should just about wrap it up. So Arnold is going to get tackled by a slew of Eagle defenders. So this will not be first down yardage. As a matter of fact, he lost about 3 yards on the play, 3 or 4 yards. And so that's going to bring up a 4th and about 9. So you think that this is going to be a punt here.
Looks like we've got a conference of sorts going on here with the officials. So there was a flag on the field closest to Ravenwood's sideline.
Penalties decline. It's going to be 4th down. 1 minute and 52 seconds left to go here in the game. Your WCTV Game of the Week. Our Ravenwood Raptors here lead the home Independence Eagles by a score of 38-14. No timeouts in this second half. Justin, I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, let's keep that one in the bag.
If a timeout is called here on either side, I'm going to flag them for coaching malpractice.
Coach Paul Breece will buy everyone Sonic drinks on Monday.
Courtesy of Paul Breece. Clock's running here, and so really all they got to do, well, it's 4th down, and so they're probably going to take every second off of this clock, call a timeout. There it is.
And there's free Sonic drinks.
Free Sonic. Reach out to Paul Breece at Grassland Middle School.
Timeout on the field called by Ravenwood.
So 4th and 10 here, minute 33 left. Just trying to run the clock down. Give you a World Series update here.
Tied 5-5.
Fighting Phillies against them Astros, huh? 5-5. There it is. Don't count out those Philadelphia Phillies. Just found out this evening that our cameraman Christian, we have a Philly connection. His family from the Allentown area. I'm southeastern Philadelphia myself. He was wearing a Michael Jack Schmidt Phillies jersey tonight, so he had to get some credit there. He's got his Phillies hat and Flyers jacket adorned in the gear tonight.
So Nolensville unbeaten record in jeopardy, down 7-6 with 3:51 left in the third.
That could be big. Officials blow this one dead. See what they sort out here. You'd hate to have 12 men on the field if you're Independence, because that's going to be an automatic first down. Trying to see.
Illegal substitution on Independence.
Illegal substitution, so very close to 12 on the field. That would have been an automatic first down. Instead, we have 4th and 5. Back to punt here is Ravenwood. Kick is up. It's a spinner. Calls for a fair catch. It's fumbled. Ravenwood recovers it. And with that recovery,
that'll just about
that's going to be a victory formation, I would guess, for Coach Hester and his Ravenwood Raptors. Minute and 21 left. All they got to do is take 2 kneel downs, and that's all she wrote, unless Independence calls timeouts here.
So Smitherman on the recovery for the Raptors. Like you said, Doug, that is just about going to put the nail in this coffin. Ravenwood will be hosting a playoff game once again next week. Independence will be waiting their fate where they'll be traveling to next week. I would assume it's going to be some part west side of the state.
Who wants to go to Memphis? Is going to be the question.
Does it involve a Grizzlies game?
Probably not. Does it involve dinner at Shoney's? Probably. Looks like we got a false start on a kneel down.
No, I think they got that one off. I think, didn't they?
No, they moved them back. Oh no, okay.
It's shotgun, new age kneel shotgun. So Ravenwood will improve to 6-4 overall. Independence will fall to 5-5. Both making the playoffs. We know that.
That's going to do it. The final kneel down will just let the clock bleed down to 0. So your final score here on your WC TV Game of the Week. Here with my crew, Genevieve, Christian, Kai, Lance, Bryan, and Xander. My co-host here, Justin Ventline. That is the end of regular season high school football, which means at the end of the WC TV Game of the Week. So looking forward to next season, everyone. We're signing off. Your final here, Ravenwood 13, Independence 14.